Hello everyone, welcome back to Money Pit Homestead. I thought today I would do a little video about canning some sauerkraut. I've got all my ingredients out here that I'm going to need. I've got my canner all ready. Just have to slice and dice all this cabbage here, but I think I'm going to use my food processor to make it go a little quicker. A friend of ours was talking about this cabbage recipe that I saw on, or he saw on Whippoorwill Holler Homestead. They live in Arkansas, and anyway, I've been following along with her for a really long time. In fact, 5 years ago is when I made this recipe for the first time, and it turned out really good. I still have a few jars left. It's not one of my very favorite things to eat, so that's why I have some still left. If it was up to Donald, he would probably have eaten this the first year because he really likes the sauerkraut food. To me, this tastes more like a sour cabbage in a good way. You know, it's not like the sauerkraut that you would get in the can that you put on your hot dogs, but then again, this would be very good on top of your hot dogs as well. You'll just have to try, you'll have to make it to understand the flavor that is coming out of this recipe. But anyway, I thought I would share it with you guys and show you exactly how to make it, because it's simple, simple, simple. It only takes salt, sugar, vinegar, cabbage, and water. Have you a jar and a lid and some hot water, and in 20 minutes you're going to get a nice jar of sauerkraut that will last over 5 years, because we definitely are going to be eating this probably for the next, well, I don't know, you know, I don't know how long anything truly lasts. Now, the ball book will tell you, you know, to eat it at a certain amount of time, but 5 years later, I still have this jar. There is no indication of anything wrong with this jar of food inside. And like I said, I'll have Donald and I are going to have this for dinner tonight, and I'll open it up and make sure. If it's bad, I will definitely get back on here and tell you about it. But it's not going to be, because we had some not too long ago. So anyway, enough jaw gibbering in here that I'm doing. I'm going to cut this cabbage up, and we'll get to the next process of what we need to do. Kitty, you are going to get on my last nerve. Oh, you already did. All right, I had to go into the house to cut these in half because I was afraid this glass table might just bust. But I did want to get on here and tell you, when you cut off your stem here, the bottom of your cabbage, make sure that you get the like a little triangle here and cut that core out, because that's really tough, and you're not going to want to chew that in your sauerkraut. It just, to me, it just doesn't tenderize very well. And it's not a waste. You could put it in your compost, or you could, like us, we just give it to our chickens, and they really think it's a really great treat. So nothing ever goes to waste, just unless you don't have chickens. Maybe you got pigs, you could give them to your pigs. Anyway, and if not, make a compost. We have one. We don't really do a lot of composting because we usually give our scraps to our chickens, or in the past our pigs. But anyway, I just wanted to kind of remind you to cut that out so your cabbage is a little bit more tender in there for your sauerkraut. All right, I'm going to put it in here and get it all shredded, and I'll get back with you when I get the whole bowl fixed. All right, I've got all my cabbage all chopped up. Hopefully it's not too small, So evidently when I did my recipe 5 years ago, I chopped everything up with the cutting board and a knife, because these pieces are just a little bit bigger. This is more of like, in my food processor, it was more like a slaw consistency. So either way, we'll see if it cans up really good. It might just be a more finer, that's all. I think it'll be just fine. So I've got my water being boiled here to add into my jars. And in this one I have my jars being, that's hot. That is hot. I've got my jars ready to be taken out. So like all I did was in my pressure canner, or my water bather, I put about this much water in it, and then I filled up all my jars with water to yep, I'll get it going here. It always makes me think it's the other way around. And then I filled them all up with water and let them boil so they're all sterilized. So now I just need to empty that, and my water's boiled now, and we're ready to go. Okay, I got my jars filled up. Got them pretty packed in there right now. The only thing that's in there is the cabbage. So here it is. I got my little teaspoon, and each one of these needs 1 teaspoon of canning salt, 1 teaspoon of sugar, and 1 teaspoon of vinegar, which I'm going to do that last so my little spoon don't get wet. And then I'll add the hot water to each one of these jars. And that's a simple recipe right there. Donald's sitting over here. I told him that we've had this cabbage before, and and we really liked it. Oh yeah, we were just discussing maybe we weren't going to have dinner tonight, but we really should have dinner tonight and have some of this cabbage from 5 years ago.
Well, we got this
and
sausage in there.
The sausage in there. Yep, that's what I was thinking. We'll see.
Yeah, we'll see.
Yeah, we've been. All right, now I'm going to add the vinegar. Just seems like it would take more seasoning than this, and vinegar to make it more soured, but that's all Lori on Whippoorwillow Homestead. Like I said earlier, this is her recipe. Okie dokie. Oh yeah, I need to pour a little bit in my water there, and that is so my jars won't get cloudy on the outside, even though you can wash that cloudiness right off with warm soapy water. It's just an easy process of not having to worry about that. Okay, so I'm gonna move my little table over to my hot water. I'm gonna fill these up, put the rims or the seals, and then the lids and the rings. I'll get it out, and then we'll get ready and put them in the canner or the hot water bath. All right, so what I did is I poured my hot water, that's all that was in there, and I poured it in all the jars, and I've got enough water to the rim of the jar. I think I'm pretty satisfied with that. I'm going to get just one more little scoop And this one here. And this one really looks like it could use it. Let me just top it all off just because I want to make sure I got plenty of water, but you don't want to overdo it. And then you have to get your little paper towel with a little bit of vinegar on it and wipe the lids or the rings. What is this called? The top of your jar. And you really do need to do that because you don't want a little piece of cabbage, like right here, there's a little piece, and you don't want that to be underneath your lid, or it won't seal, and then all this work is for nothing. Alright, that's good. And then you put your little lids. I've already checked these and rinsed them off earlier. But you can, if you feel more comfortable, you could put these in a little pan of warm water and get them, you know, warmed up if you like, but mine is already dried. And then you want to just kind of tighten these down just a little bit. Nothing too strenuously. A little tongue-tied there. Ooh, these jars are hot. And you do want to make sure your water's hot, because this water here for my canner is already hot and ready to go. There's a cabbage there. That wind is blowing my propane heat. Okie dokie. Make sure. Yikes, it's hot. All right, now I already have my, what do you call that? Little shelf, whatever you call that little thing, so the jars are not sitting.
The rack?
Yeah, the rack, thank you. They're not sitting right on the water, or on the bottom, because you don't want that.
Yeah, that would break the jars.
Yeah, it would definitely break the jars. And I might just have a little bit too much water in there. Alright, so you want your water to be like what, a half an inch?
2 inch.
An inch above the water, or your jars there. Which mine looks like it's pretty good, so it's probably going to spill everywhere. Whew, that's hot. And now what you're doing is you're just letting this come to a full boil. You know, just nice and roaring or bubbly. I'm at lost words here. Anyway.
You want it to come to a rolling boil.
Rolling is the word I'm looking for. Yes, a rolling boil, and then you're going to time it for 20 minutes. So, and that's it. That's all it takes to do. Let's see, it's boiling like I want. So now I'm just going to.
Already?
Yeah. Well, the water was already boiling.
Well, that's true. That's true.
So 20 minutes, and we're be done. Now the 3 heads of cabbage that I had, which you saw what size, I still have this much left, and I think we'll be making some coleslaw with this.
That's what I was getting ready to suggest.
Yes, indeed. I like coleslaw, so we'll be making that. And I guess that's about it for right now until we get this done. Alrighty. Alright, it's been 20 minutes. See what we look like in there. Let me turn this propane off. Sure makes a mess out here, but I think it was because the wind was blowing enough that was kind of hard to gauge the temperature. You know, like when you're in your kitchen, you kind of know what temp to put it on. Usually I do medium to medium high. My number is 8, so that's usually what I do it on. But anyway, so you wait till all the bubbles go down because you don't want it to pop and bubble on top of you and burn your skin. And then I just kind of barely tip it just a little bit. So pretty. See that? Now this is the first time that I've actually canned out, not the very first, but the first, second time I've actually cooked out and canned outside. Usually I do it in the kitchen, but we got this propane burner here and a couple years ago, and I thought, well, what the heck, let me just start using it.
Well, you said it made it too hot in the kitchen.
It does make it hot in the kitchen. And usually I make more than just one batch, but this is all I'm going to do today because I'm going to make the rest of it in coleslaw. All right, let's take a look at it a little bit closer. Look how pretty. We did good. This one has really got a lot of extra, and I even packed it down, but that's what happens. You pack it really strongly, but it still has room to... the dogs are barking for some reason out there.
I have no idea.
I don't think they heard my voice, but...
We need to get that stick I made you for smashing the cabbage. And you could have maybe packed it a little tighter. Yeah,
I could have probably packed it a little bit more. But, I mean, unless you're just wanting a picture-perfect jar, it's fine with me because it's just usually the 2 of us that's eating this stuff, so it's not like we need a whole bunch of food in one jar. But anyway, I thought I'd just end the video by saying thank you for spending your day with me, and I would like for you to come over so you can have some cabbage for dinner. But really this needs to sit on your shelf for about maybe 4 weeks, I would say. That way it just gets really good and flavorful in there. But I think we'll have the 5-year-old cabbage tonight for dinner with some kind of sausage link, or summer sausage would probably be really good in it. What do you think?
I think you're got a good recommendation.
All right, thank you for joining us. You will have a great day, and I'll think of something else I could can out here on my porch, and hopefully you'll come back to watch that. You all have a good evening. Bye.